welcome to the channel. This is the Outdoor Pioneer YouTube channel where the purpose is to document the beginning from now, which is nothing, to the end state of fitness gym workout that's like a country club, but instead of golf, it's workouts. And we're starting from scratch of nothing, and we're going to document it from now until I have the facility and got the gym membership going and with all the other things and ideas I have. But right now I wanted to show like what it would be like for someone starting from scratch. And I'm like way starting from scratch. Like we just got only the basic setup where I got the recorder. I'm using this two free programs, OBS, and we're using this editing software that's free as well. So once I finish making this video, I'm going to combine the phone video with the audio and the screen recording. And then those will come together to make the actual YouTube video. So that's how I'm doing that. And then I found these two sites using Gronk, and it kind of gave those to me. So now I'm using those. And so, yeah, basically the point of this YouTube channel is to show the very beginning, like we got no money, no nothing, and it's gonna go from here to eventually like a big facility. Think of it like a country club, but like people are working out everywhere, and like people are doing the classes and everything, and then like weekends there's like events, and this like the Outdoor Pioneer thing is all about outdoor activities from like hunting, fishing, hiking, camping, rock climbing, any kind of outdoor activity that you would need so that when so that basically you have a fitness level to be able to do and actually enjoy the outdoors and actually be able to do as much as you can without having to like die on the top of a mountain or like pull a muscle. And you want to make sure that you're flexible but strong enough. And we're not trying to go for like bench press a fucking bus or squat a I don't know a couch or whatever. This is more about the physical endurance, muscle endurance. Like all we care about, like the vision for it is that it's not necessarily for like super duper strong, but just the ability to move your own body weight at like a crazy amount and be able to do it forever. And like the point would be like hiking like 15, 20 miles with like ease or being super flexible. So if you do take a fall, you don't fucking blow your knee out. So that's kind of the idea behind this. And like the setting for this gym is not going to be like in the city where everyone's just doing their own thing and just like pushing weight and get out. This is more like you come in, you select the time of class you want to start, you get in, you have a trainer that will just run you through the exercises that will meet the needs and the demand that I want, where you do what you're supposed to do to be able to have the fitness level to actually endure. So that's kind of the goal behind it. We're just shooting off the rip. I'm not even going to edit this video, so it's going to be raw the whole way through, no cuts or anything, unless like something crazy happens. But other than that, I don't think there's going to be any cuts. So you get to see from like very beginning, like this is like day one. There's a little bit of other stuff I did, but that was just because of the sites and kind of setting up some of the things. But other than that, we're going to be going from this and like planning it all out, getting the floor plan, getting the like where to start. Like I gotta eventually move to a different state to be able to do it because I want to be in an area where there's hunting, and where I live now doesn't really have that. So I want to live out somewhere over there and eventually get over there. But like there's a lot of steps that have to be done ahead of time. That's why I want to record this so that every time I make the progress and research, that eventually you'll see kind of where we go. So like that is the plan. We're starting now. It's gonna be a fitness gym. That's like the baseline level where everyone can meet in. They're all like-minded. They're all about the outdoors, physical health, being nimble, endurance athletes essentially, not just like just a big gigantic person that can't even like bend over. It's not necessarily like an NFL athlete because that's more like high impact kind of work. Even though it's very similar, but it's not quite the same. And it's not necessarily like ultra ultra marathon runners or whatever, because that body type is not exactly, or that at least that workout isn't kind of what I'm going for the outdoor fitness. And there's really nothing that I have found that meets that need, so I decided that we're just gonna make it from scratch. And I'm sure if I want this, I'm sure other people want the same thing. And if not, they'll find out how interesting and how fun it'll be to actually like drive from town, like I don't know, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, go to like almost like a mini resort, but for fitness. So that's what we're doing. And that's the beginning. So this is the very first episode. So this is pretty much how we're starting. So I figured that we would use Grok to kind of help us lead through the way. We might use other sites or AI systems as well to kind of work our way through it. But other than that, that's what we're doing. And right now we're just gonna like start from scratch and like what are the basic things that we need to hit, and then kind of like write it down and figure it out, and then yeah. So let's get on to the site and everything. So first, this is kind of like the purpose behind it, and then I'm thinking it might change, but that's kind of like the basic overview. And then once that's like self-established, and then we'll branch off and do events and all that other stuff. But the big problem that I have now is that, all right, like first things, I gotta pay off my student debt. There's no way they'll be able to actually get this going once I can't like get a loan and pay student debt and mortgage loan or a special business loan that I don't quite understand, but it's something like that. So technically, let's see. I think it's like 33K in debt. I can probably put like 10K down. And that was like, that took me like a year to do that, to save up for enough to put that forward because the whole like payment stops, but it all kicks back up next month. And so that would only leave me, let's see here, math equals 23K left. So I gotta pay that off first, which is gonna take forever. And I figured while I'm paying this off, I can really go deep dive into all the specifics of the plan. So once this is done, I can just like I already know what I need to do and just like plug and play, plug and play. So we gotta pay that off first. It might not do as much talking as well. I might try to talk a little less, but I might think out loud. But this is kind of like you're just seeing how this all rolls out. So I gotta do that, and then also student debt is like so pointless, or going to college is pointless unless you have like a STEM degree. If you're getting like some engineering or science thing or whatever, anything else, not worth it. Not worth it. My degree just checks a box. Anyways, also too, the plan is once I get the property, like I'm gonna buy this spot where like I'll live in it, but it's only gonna live in a little piece of it. But then I'm gonna transition the whole thing to be like a fitness thing. So like once I finally get the property, and then I'm gonna start buying the weights and buying all the stuff that needs to go into it to make it a fitness thing, and then slowly transition it right into a functioning business. And then the way I'm gonna be able to finance this whole thing is I'm gonna work my full time job, and then when I get off work and all that stuff, then I'm gonna do all this stuff that we're doing now. And I gotta figure out a way to get a job that pays a lot, that can be able to at least keep the payments for the loans and everything and keep it floating so that I can put some money in and like buy the equipment and buy all the things that like to make it work. But the full time job is basically going to finance and try to keep afloat all the payments that need to go down to be able to get the business going. And that's another thing too, is like, do I want to do myself paying for it all, or is there like a way to do like or not sponsors, but like financiers or angel investors? Like I have no idea how all that works. But we first got to figure out like what's the best loan to do, because I already have the idea of like what the business is as well. So it's like kind of explained it earlier, but the other aspect too is I would want the business to like have the employees for it get paid way more than everybody else, so that because you know like you get the crazy company that like the CEO makes like billions of dollars, and then there are actual people who act like run the business and get it all going, or have to work like two jobs. Not me. I want it to be able to like I make a lot of money and everyone else makes a lot of money, and then the more they work harder, the more they get paid. And I also want to get it to where the trainers and anybody else who works for me can get extra training done, or like certs that they want, or like some trainer wants to learn CPR, or some accountant wants to learn something else to get more degrees or something like that. Like I would want the company to afford those things to them. I would only ask for those employees to like commit to working for the company for a certain amount of time. But that's a side issue. That's way down the line. This whole plan is gonna be like 3 or 5 years. So this is like day one of like year one, and then it's gonna go from like I don't know how long, but it's gonna happen. So, anyways, mortgage loan, business loan, like salary. Mm-hmm. Decent place. Mm, I guess we would have to figure out how much I can pay off my student loan first, and how long that would take. Mm. Oh, and the other thing too that I was thinking about, what really got me going for this whole thing was like, so you work. So I found out I'm not an office guy. Like I like office work. Like I need to do it if I have to do it. But like office 8 hours a day, all day, forever, or until you die. That sounds terrible. And so, and then also too, like let's say like you're a program manager or project manager, or you're some manager or whatever, and you're doing all this work and effort to like get the company that you work for to succeed, but you can spend all that same time and energy and doing the exact same thing, but do it for your own thing that you want to do or what you like. That's the other thing too I was thinking about. And I watched this video recently where Charlie posted his video on YouTube saying he made $35 million a year. And I was like, or 5 years or whatever it was, and I was like, that's crazy. And he just plays videos, and I'm like in the office 8 hours a day. So that was the other thing too. And I've had this idea for a very long time, but I couldn't really figure out how to do it because I was like, I don't want this to be an app where like everyone meets up at this place and let's do a workout, or like let's do a run here and everyone meets up and goes ahead and like does it. Like I didn't really like that idea, so I just recently kind of had the epiphany of like having a fitness gym. And the fitness gym is like the central point where everybody can go to and everyone knows like it's there every time. So it would have like the strength training, like dynamic movements and everything to make them strong or whatever. But I would also want like a yoga piece as well to work on the balance and flexibility because you don't want to fall down a hill and then tumble and look like a cartoon character and just break both your knees. Yeah, that wouldn't be good. So, anyways, that's just where my mind goes. It, so, mm, 15 months. So I would have it all done. Where is here? 13, 13, like just over a year. So like next year I'll have it paid off. And then I would need to do a down payment for a place. So then, hmm. Also too, it's like I'll probably be doing some of this stuff, and the math will be wrong. And like people who watch it can be like, "This guy does not know what he's doing." Okay. Um, and some from 0. So in a year, actually like it essentially Jan 27. That's when I'll have the paid off. Hmm. And then I will be, and then basically, Or I could try to do both at the same time, but then and then I would have to do two payments. I don't think that would work. And then let's say I save 2K a month. So that would be 24 a year. Yeah, how much? So cut from there, here. Mm. So it takes me 15 months to pay off. So that's 2 years from now. A little over a year from now. And then I'll start from zero essentially. And then 3 years I'll have 23,000 or 73,000. I really want to go to Colorado. Don't mind the house falling apart. And the other thing too is I'd want a property that has like 5 to 10 acres on it, somewhere close to like public land, so that we can use the public land for a bunch of other extra stuff that I have planned. But that's the pricing is through the roof. Mm. The let's do that. And let's let's just see what that shows us. And the other thing too is I want something just outside of a town so that people would drive out to, but then you also don't want a spot where when the winter comes and no one can get there because that wouldn't be good. No address. No. No. Backup offers only. Hell yeah. The murder shack. No. See, I would want something with trees, you know? See, this is kind of what we're looking for. 48 miles from Denver. How long does it take you to go there to Denver? So, all right, so this is how you do the whole thing. Go like this. 48 miles. So the system or the AI system will be able to read the site that you give it, and then it'll give you like time and all that stuff. An hour? That's too far. All right. Basically, this is kind of like we got to figure out like what kind of how much money we need to make to be able to get what I want. And this is 390 estimate payment. It's close. Like Colorado is just like a bunch of open fields, you know. Like what does that even mean? Just one big block of grass. Oh, is that a barnuminium? No, it's not what we want. You know, you know, it's gonna be unfortunate is that we'll have to like. What is this? Yeah, jeez. Hmm. The other thing too is like I'm not dead set for Colorado as well, but I do like it. See, that looks cool, but like no one's gonna drive out there to. I know I wouldn't drive out there for a thing. Hmm. this is kind of like the behind the scenes of what it looks like to get the goal that you want. Because you know, like other people who do it, they're like, they just post a YouTube video and they're like, I've already had this thing all situated. I'm making all this money and doing exactly what I want. But you have no idea, like, kind of like how they did it or what they did to get there. So this is kind of like what this is gonna be, is essentially from scratch to that point. Mm. I'm thinking something like this. I don't want to be in the down. Listen to that. Because right now, my thought process is to kind of figure out how much money that I need to make to be able to get what I'm looking for. And then from there, we can kind of base it off of how we want to go about it. See, this would be nice. And then, like, a size for that house is what I would plan on living in. And then I would just put it like some kind of shop or something on top of it somewhere. Oh, that's what we want. They should do more of this. Because I would want something like outdoorsy that we can go to. And this must be... this ain't bad. 33 acres. I wonder how the drive would be. So 400 grand, huh? Let's see here. $415, 35 acres. Something like that. And then the cheat code is how AI can just be crazy. You can just copy this and put it here and be like, how or what salary do I need to afford this location? back, I guess. This is the cheat code. Because 35 acres is crazy. So while that's thinking, we have that saved, so we'll keep looking around. Ooh, where's this? Five acres, that's fine. See, this is like if horse ready, you can like make the horse stuff into a workout facility too. You just change it. So 435. And you have a house. That's not bad. Gingerbread Ranch. Now just picture outdoor pioneer. That's what we want. Ah. I guess I wouldn't know. Looks like, yeah, I don't know about that. I would need like another flat spot to put the. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. No. Can't. Does it go back? Ugh. All right. Hmm. Hmm. Damn it. Draw. Around. No. Draw. Let's try this again. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. Apply. If it's a whole mountain range, that'd be insane. 35 acres, that would be sick. We have a little shack. We out here run through the woods and do big ass loop. Looks like a dam over there. Oh, it's up on the hill. No. That okay. I don't mind that. 800,000 for 4,000. Oh, 120,000. Okay. Let's see. All right. No, what are we doing? All right. What is it? 259 for 259 for 259,400 for a down payment. That is crazy. Divided by, let's say, each month, or for each month, I guess that would take me 129.7 months. And divide that by how many years there are months in a year. 10 years. 10 years to save if I don't spend any money at all. And I just work my full-time job and pocket $2,000 and literally don't spend it on nothing. It will take me 10, 11 years to be able to put the down payment on this property if I wanted. Hmm. Oh, that's so crazy. Okay. You need to make $300,000 a year. Ah, what is this for? A pole barn? What is a pole barn? I just heard of the name. I don't really know what that is. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I do a pole barn. Just open up some of the walls. All right. Just put a sleeping bag in it. Be good. Uh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what we want. Pole barn. That might be the move. I do a pole barn. All right. Let's see. What was that? 123.4. Oh, that's how much I'll put down or save a month. 23.4. divide that by a year. 5 years. So 5 years to have enough money to save down, because by the time I pay off my loan, it's starting from scratch, which will be next year-isk by this time. So I gotta make about like $120,000 a year to be able to afford. I think the pole barn. Gym facility. Pole barn. Why? Just tell me the. Let's see if the system can do it for me. This is why the AI is so much better to help with. So it would cost like. So I gotta make 120,000. Hmm. 120,000, huh? Hmm. So I need a job that pays at least 130K to be able to afford a facility with everything I want. I guess too, it would have to be like workout thing. It would have to be like it would have to be like weights, gym equipment first, and then build a yoga spot and all that other stuff. Okay. Shout out to shout out to Iona, Lyona, well, however you say your name, Bolsonaro. Mm, I guess I can just do it this way. Go, go. Oh yeah, there's my name for you. You know what? Actually, we'll cut it. Cut that. I guess cut it now. I want to go to the channel. This is so annoying. Whatever. Mm. That's the purpose. Yeah, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I would say that. Pole barn. It's like kind of like CrossFit, kind of like Spartan race, kind of like those like strongman events or whatever you want to call them. Hmm. So we got the purpose, kind of like the gym, what it needs. It's kind of off the top of my head of like kind of equipment that you would need. That's kind of what I think about. And then a online system, like website, secure or website. What kind of software do you use to like track and manage all this stuff? I know I mentioned this earlier, but like, how do you go about doing that? Like, is it like pay a percentage increase as the business makes more money? Or do you pay for their training slash certs for their student loans? See, that would be cool. That's kind of what I'd want, but I would want it because during the winter it'll get cold, so I would want these like to lock, like close up. But I do like this open air look to it. Hmm. I guess I would need. Uh, these are the things I need. Mm, that's crazy. Don't really need that. Just need like, ooh, like that is what I would want. No one's fucking driving up there. Oh my gosh. What we got here? What's this? No. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So we know what kind of salary we need to hit. We need to make like 130. Easy as that. Oh, I gotta make 130. All right. Let's see what kind of loan we should get. ain't getting no fucking VA loan. What is the money limits? it just take me back to the site, huh? Alien, huh? Let's meet property requirements. A single dwelling. Red ones also specify that the property must be 2,000 square feet or less and can't be used for income producing activities like a rental or Airbnb. And what's the point? Ugh, AI, you lied to me. Then why would it say it's the best option? Hmm. All right, let's try this one. doesn't. That's not gonna work. Hmm. If I get a property that already has something on it, you're not really wanting to build anything because you need to use that same loan to buy the property and put something on if you wanted to do that. The one thing I don't like about Gronk is like it gives you like a huge like statement at the beginning, and you don't need. I'm not looking for that. Yeah, the thing is, what's up with all these rules? Just build a place. Requirements lenders may approve if the structure includes basic living amenities. Living in the gym includes a small living area. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Kitchen, bathroom, yep. Complies with building codes. Amenities, for example, pole barn, kit. Can customize with a partition living area. I might do the pole barn thing. That makes more sense. Sure. Okay. Damn. 97. It's gonna take like 4 years. That's crazy. we go. Teeny living. That's me. There's another loan that's like SBJ or something like that. That's like a business loan. It's a business. Yeah, SBA loan is what I'm thinking. Small business loan. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, this is what I was thinking too. Okay. I just want to know what it is. $5 million. That'd be insane. There we go. It's take me about 2 years to save up for that. That's another thing I figure out. Oh, a fucking. I should figure out the business plan. I guess monthly membership payments. How's it going? I guess that would be dependent on the facility because it has to pay for its own rent and all that. And that all depends on the salary of what I spend to buy that place in the first place. Hmm. Sure. $100 a month. Let's do this. Sure, I pay $100 a month. Here. So I guess whatever I find, I guess I would have to like get the place, do all the math before the purchase of the place, buy it, and then I would say my full-time job pays for the business expenses, renovate it, get the trainers and everybody else, grand opening, and the members would then be able to pay for it. But then it has to account uh, land, gym, trainers, slash, I guess, employees. So first it would be like monthly monthlies, property loans, employees, and then maintenance, property, employees, land, maintenance. That's like electric, internet, water, garbage, electric, internet, water, garbage, poo poo, sewage, cleaning supplies, that's all I can think of right now. And then monthly income, memberships, merchandise, okay. So I guess that would be, so we would have to hit a certain number of members at a certain price point to be able to cover those things. And I'm sure like hidden costs, something I haven't thought of yet. And then whatever this equals out to is the profit, which is have to go back into the business. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do we want this. This is like becoming like the official thing, and then the Word documents like a fucking brain dump. Bam. Oh, I don't do that yet. Need to develop a business plan. I was just gonna do the whole thing for me. Why is it getting me too, man? Don't mind Homeboy's truck. It's his thing. It works. Just give it a second. You'll have trainers. Um, Lounge. That trainers. Events. Competitions. Drinks and snacks. Class workouts. Okay, that's about right. What I think. Yeah. The locations aren't necessarily what I'm going for, but yeah, everything else is kind of the same. Yep, it is a personal guarantee for me. Yep, yep, yep. And then I'm gonna be the one that goes in there and does all the manual labor to change and make the facility into what I want, unless there's like specific things where I need to have a professional do it. I'm not paying for ads. I got 80 grand cash flow. That would go straight back in the company. I wonder if he'll answer. I'm curious to see if they're even able to do that. Hmm. It's crazy how much in depth it gets. It's not exactly what I'm going for. It's missing some stuff. Like it's not just about trail running, but it's about strength and conditioning and endurance, not just running in the woods. Like there'll be like workout classes that incorporate trail running, but that's the only thing else I would contribute or have it add on to. Using the AI is like an absolute cheat code. But I know that Gronk gives you a certain amount or kind of caps you out for how many kind of products that it makes you like this. Yeah, I don't mind doing personal training if people want to pay for it, but the main purpose is to do like big class exercises where you get to like hang out and do the work and kind of be able to all suffer together. So, yeah. reminds me. Um, oh, new slide. Email list. I think that might be something to be interesting if people who want to be like caught up to speed or whatever. You can send me your email list, and I can then maybe be a way to get the members to be more organized or something. To like let them know like what's going on. So if they wanna, so they don't miss like an event or something like that. Yeah, that'll be something later down the line, but that'll be part of it. There we go. Don't mind the baby in the background. How am I supposed to do members? Year one is 50 members at $100 a month, but then how are you supposed? What am I supposed to like? Go to work, come back, get off work, and go and run the program? Like I would have to hire somebody. I would have to hire somebody year one to run the thing. That's not gonna work. it's missing some key aspects that it's not considering. Oh my god, it does not need to make me another one. Okay, some of some. Okay. Also, the other part too that I'm thinking about is once we have like the business plan all figured out and like established, it would then kind of have a formula for success. And then once you have that formula that it hits the criteria that it needs, like it needs to be this far from a town, it needs to have this big of a land, it needs to be in a forest area, it needs this kind of equipment, it needs this kind of like personnel that need to be able to run it. Then you can then franchise it so it can actually hit all the states and not just in one state. So that's kind of like the other aspect too. That's way down the line, but yeah, that's part of it. Also, the other part too is that these classes, like classes over the weekend, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Um, they would be paid for the member, but it would be at like a really significant discount, and then it would be open for the public for a much higher pricing because it's still going to cost the business money and resources to organize these events and like hire people to host an event and teach a class or whatever. And I would also have the trainers be have the freedom to do whatever they want as well. It's not just like do what I say. Like like kind of what I want to happen, and then the trainers can have the freedom to develop on whatever they want. That'd be another aspect too that I would add. All right, let's do a little recap. So, day one recap. One year to pay off student loan. Need least 130K job to get started in what I want. Could start lower. But I don't wanna. The SBA loan, or what was it? Construction to permit loan. Seemed pretty good. I have to look more into that. Hmm. Will have to save. Will to save money for a while, for at least 3 years at 2K month saving. Take it 7K down payment. Seems like the down payment would be the hardest one to do, and finding the right location as well. Mm. So that's the recap. I would say for the next part or day or next research session, need to dial in what kind of loan we need. I would like to do that. What is the best online best online payment tracking software? What is the best way to make a website? Dial in what kind of loan? Best online payment tracking software. What is the best way to make a website? What was it? Dial in or what kind of loan? What is the best online payment tracking software? What is the best way to make a website? Where do you even get the weight equipment? Like suppliers? Well, it's actually within like 15 months or some craziness number. Yeah. 15 months, not 12. 15 months to pay off student loan. We'll have to save money for at least years at 2K month for 72,000 for down. Need at least 130 job to get started. Well, could start lower, but 1-2. Next research session, need what kind of loan? The best online payment tracking software. What is the best way to make a website? Where do you even get the weight equipment? That's right. Pole barns. What's the best company? And pricing. I guess that would be floor plans to be included. All right, the next video we're gonna do loans, payments, website, equipment. Like, where do we even get the equipment? I go on like Facebook Marketplace and like grab someone's like rusty old 20-pound dumbbells, pole barns, what kind do we need, and a floor plan. So next video, we're gonna be doing that. So there's the whole raw video of what it looks like to research everything and kind of like get the ball rolling from nothing to something. So that's what's gonna happen next time I do the research, those little topics, and then I'll see you next one. See ya.